If you live on the Gulf Coast like we do, or you watch news every year in hurricane season, you see that we experience some unsettling times here. We love the Gulf Coast, obviously, or we wouldn't stay here, because sometimes it gets pretty testy. But when a hurricane comes through, we have a lot of disruption of energy. Well, we lose our electricity almost immediately. And most new homes that's been built in Southeast Texas or the Gulf Coast, Florida, all the way, even up the East Coast, a lot of the new homes have got a standard generator in those homes now. And old homes have been retrofitted for generators to be hooked up to them. And most of them run on natural gas, if you're lucky enough to have that to you. But the people out in the country, and a lot of us, we use diesel generators. Here at our office, we have diesel generators here. We don't have natural gas to this part of Beaumont for some reason, but that's okay. We have several generators here, and when the lights go out, and we're actually the last on the grid here. We have the last pole here with electricity coming into our facility. It doesn't go any further, kind of on a street that doesn't have a lot of traffic. But that's okay, because we've adapted to that over the last almost 50 years that we've been here. We have auxiliary power. Millions of people in this country have auxiliary power, and that's either natural gas or diesel. And again, now you got to understand, that's not carbon free. What he's promised you is carbon free by 2035 or 2050. America, that's never going to happen. He's telling you something that he can't do. I mean, that is so unfair to tell the American people something that's not going to happen. It's never going to get there. I'd like to see the size of the battery that'll get Air Force One off the ground. I think he's going to need jet fuel. The next president will, the next one after that. That's what they need to get that jet up. That's what we need for our jet fighters. That's what we need for our military, is the fuel to make sure that they're able to get out there when we have a problem. These, the big battleships, the big carriers, they have nuclear power. They don't like that as a means of electricity on land. They want those nuclear powerhouses to go away. I mean, if you just look at the broad brush that he's painting over our industry, what the energy industry is, he's just painting over all of it and replacing it with a battery or a wind farm or solar panels. That's ridiculous. And American people, you're a lot smarter than that. Don't just take it from an old man in Texas. You know what's wrong. You know what he's telling you is wrong. It's not obtainable. He'll never get there. Nobody that's living today, let's put it out there 100 years down the road, 110, they're getting where they keep people living long. Put it out there 115. You're not going to see it completely gone. Carbon free, that's a dream. And it's his dream, and unfortunately it's becoming our nightmare. People that live in the area that we live in, like I say, all up and down the coastal area where the refineries are, the pipelines are, the plants are, the coal mines and all that. He's our nightmare. And our nightmare is going to bleed over to the whole United States, because it's going to affect the economy in a bad, bad way here. And when enough of it is subbed out to the foreign countries, and a lot of them, they don't like us to start with. A lot of these countries treat their women and children bad, and we buy from them. A lot of these countries still treat humans bad in lots of ways. And we're making them rich. It's ridiculous to take our money and send it overseas and put our people out of work. And right now he's boasting and beating himself on his chest about the rate of unemployment, about how many people are working today. That's short-lived. You start laying these refineries off, you start shutting down these plants, and you'll see what's going to happen. But when people come back into our community after a hurricane and all the power poles are down, thank goodness your car's running on gasoline, because there's no battery, there's no place to charge your battery. Thank goodness when you get home, if your home is still intact, that you have a generator there, that all your food hasn't spoiled, or you can get in out of the heat, or in wintertime when the ice hits, you get out of the cold. There's a lot of things that we endure in this country, and it's just the place where you live. California, they have earthquakes. Southeast Texas, they have the hurricanes. Up in the Panhandle, they have the tornadoes. But you look around, and that's the America you love. So you stay there and you rebuild. And that's what makes America great, It's the people in this country is what makes it great, not our natural resources. And it's not our leaders. They may take the credit for it. And they may say they're the reason we're great. They're not the reason we're great. This country was great before our president was born. And I hope and pray that it's great many, many decades in the future.